Thank you for allowing me to speak to you all today. Kim has already introduced me, should I say. My name is Leah Daniels. The name of my company is Alchemy League. I started in this process originally when economic empowerment opportunities became available back in 2017. There was a small 2-week window that the Cannabis Control Commission allotted us to be approved as an economic empowerment applicant. So I literally stayed up for almost 24 hours a day for 2 weeks, trying to get all of that information in, make sure that it was correct, did all of that. And finally, they said, yes, you were approved for economic empowerment. I personally need to say this. I think that all I did was put a big old target on my back that says, hi, my name is Leah Daniels. I'm Black, disadvantaged, disappropriated, targeted, and etc. Because economic empowerment has done nothing but hinder me. It has done nothing but continue to put obstacle after obstacle in my way. It has not provided me with any additional opportunity, any expedited process for my application. If anything, it made sure that it got kicked under the rock with flip-flops. I stayed in that process for 610 days until I had nothing left to lose. I finally approached the Cannabis Control Commission directly myself, asking them, what is the problem now? As I witnessed 4 daughters, and yes, I'm gonna call their name, go through the process as of June of 2019 and be completely finished, approved, and open in 90 days as a general applicant. When I asked why and how, I was told to shut up and sit down. Unfortunately, I did not do that. They finally issued, after I had to retain an attorney and spend an additional $30,000 to speak to the commission about my application. They finally issued me a provisional license. When I got awarded the provisional license, that's when I realized that the race that I had been running for 600 and some odd days literally just begun. That the money that I had expended to fill out an application to do business in the city of Boston had literally just begun. Now they want additional money, additional finances. Now you can't even move forward with building your building out until the Cannabis Control Commission comes out and tells you that you can now move forward with building. People who have no construction license, no, the towns or municipalities are managing all of this. You can't make a move until they tell you that it's okay to do so. You now would have, if I had have began that process right then, I would have looked just like Pure Oasis, out of business and probably destroyed financially because I'm leveraging my capital in my home to start this business. So I would have been homeless. I would have had a mortgage that I would have had to have paid. They would have shut my recreational dispensary completely down. That meant I would have had products on my shelves that I would have been responsible for. What I decided to do was take the opportunity to apply for vertical integration in my medical marijuana license because I witnessed who was opened and who was shut down. And the people with money stayed open, was able to do curbside service and do everything they needed to do. And the poor people that had to jump through every 999 hoops, it was very easy for them to shut your doors down. Oh, well, pardon my French, but oh, hell. Moving forward, I applied for my medical marijuana vertically integrated license. And I was just told and just informed by the Cannabis Control Commission that my economic empowerment priority status is not applicable for medical marijuana. It does not apply. There's no financial assistance with the cost to apply for that license. There is nothing. There's no priority for me. There's no expedited process for me. There is nothing. And so therefore, what they would like me to do now is to leverage more money as they decide whether and how long it's going to take them to let me move forward with my medical vertical integration license. I think it is sad. I'm born and reared in this town, in this community in District 7. I grew up in Academy homes. My mother died at 3. My father spent 27 years in a penitentiary. My uncles and the rest of the males in my family were targeted by this community with this war on drugs. When my uncle had a drug habit problem with heroin back in the 60s, he was called a drug addict, a bum, and he was incarcerated. I witness now in my community a bunch of white people who do not live here, who are running around my community infested with drugs, using drugs, breaking into things, falling asleep on people's property, vandalizing people's property, overdosing right in front of police officers that I watched witness arrest my family for the very same thing. It is very disheartening. Now, I didn't try to run away from my community. I ran to it, trying to make some changes in my neighborhood, came up with things that would settle and solve and resolve that, reached out to the people that had drug addiction problems before, who had recovered with cannabis, who was moving forward and was willing to go out and do a day by day, person by person meeting, interaction with them to make sure that if they were ready to change being a drug addict, we had beds, we had houses, we had facilities that were going to take them immediately to a location so they can start their rehabilitation. No disrespect to churches, no disrespect to my religious people, but people need more than blankets and Bibles when they're addicted to drugs.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now, I don't know where this is going, Kim. I love my district. I love it to death. But I am no longer wanting to be in a business relationship with a community that has no desire for me to do business here. They have hindered me every which way. I try to reach out to Alexis Turcook. I'm ignored. No one calls me back. No one answers a call. No one ever answers her phone. It's ridiculous. And it is absurd. And we are going broke, and we are losing our leverage, and we are losing our opportunities every single day. And I don't know about the rest of the economic empowerment people, but I am sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I want to know, why does the mayor not want my business in Boston?
Thank you. Thank you very much.